Hello everyone, this is Rashid Khan and you are watching Innovative English Learning. You can also watch this video in Urdu from the playlist. Today we are going to talk about another very important topic in very detail, that is direct and indirect narration. Especially the students of inter-level, they face problems in direct and indirect narration when it comes to their papers. So this video will help you a lot in understanding direct and indirect narration, and we'll also talk about the rules, regulations and the structures for converting sentences from direct into indirect narration. Apart from that, we'll also discuss various types of sentences like tenses, we'll talk about imperative sentences, we'll talk about exclamatory sentences, we'll talk about optative sentences, we'll talk about WH questions, yes/no questions, all of them, how to convert them into indirect narration. First, we better know that what is direct narration and what is indirect narration. So remember, direct narration is that when the exact written or spoken words of someone are copied. When we copy the exact words of someone, whether that is from spoken language or from written language, but we copy the exact words, word by word. So that is what we call direct narration. Direct narration is indicated by enclosing the statement in inverted commas, and the indication of direct narration is that we put the statement, the words that we copy from someone, in inverted commas. And why do we put it in inverted commas? Because to show that these are not my words, I have copied it from someone else. So the inverted commas show that these are not my words. Okay, so when we change a direct narration into indirect narration, what happens? When the exact meanings of someone are copied in one's own words. Remember, when we copy the meaning of someone rather than the exact words of someone, meaning may be the same, but the words are changed. We change the words, and normally the change occurs in tense and in person. So we'll discuss it later in detail, but that is how we call it indirect narration. Remember, there is a misconception that reported speech is used for the part of sentence that we put in inverted commas, but that is incorrect. Reported speech is the second name of indirect speech or indirect narration. So indirect narration and reported speech, they are one and the same. Okay. Now, how do we indicate indirect narration? It is indicated by removing the quotation marks or inverted commas. So when we remove the inverted commas and we convert the direct narration into indirect by bringing certain changes in the tense and in the person, that is what we call indirect narration. Now, there are two parts of direct narration. When there is a sentence, that is normally divided into two parts. So we have reporting speech, the statement of the reporter, the person who reports the statement, the words of someone. So that part of the sentence is called reporting speech, and the second part that is put in inverted commas, the part in quotation marks, that is called noun clause or the portion in inverted commas. But sometimes people call it reported speech. That is incorrect. That is a misconception. It is called noun clause or the portion in inverted commas. For example, that is the exact words written or spoken, copied from someone. So here we have an example. He said to me, I am feeling tired. Now, he said to me, this is what we call reporting speech. This is the part that the reporter is saying something. And I am feeling tired, this part is put into inverted commas, and these are the exact words of the person that the person is copying. Okay, so this is called noun clause or the portion in inverted commas rather than reported speech. We incorrectly call it reported speech, but that is a misconception. One more thing, when we bring the inverted commas, remember to put the full stop inside the inverted commas, or if there is a question mark, so you have to put it inside the inverted commas. So that is, these are the two parts of sentence in direct narration, and you have to remember them because in coming rules we'll time and again refer to reporting speech and noun clause. Okay, now let's see, we have certain rules for changing a direct narration into indirect narration. So first, we introduce that is normally introduced after reporting speech to remove the commas. So we normally, not necessarily, we introduce that to remove the commas with the help of that in indirect narration. For example, she said to me, I am yours, and this is an inverted commas. So when we convert it into indirect speech, then say, she said to me that she was mine. Now here we introduce that and we remove the commas. Why? Because we brought some changes. The first change occurred in pronoun. Here it is I, because that is the first person, the person who told me something or told her something. And then when I converted into my own words, indirect speech, so that first person pronoun is converted into third person. Similarly, here it is present tense. And when we convert it into indirect speech, here we have past tense. We'll discuss it in detail later on. Next rule, words showing nearness are changed into words showing farness. If there are certain words in direct narration and they show nearness, so we convert those words into words that show farness. For example, if there is this in noun clause and we change it into indirect speech, this becomes that. If there is these becomes those. If there is here in direct speech, in indirect narration, here is converted into there. Now is converted into then. Today is converted into that day. Tomorrow is converted into the next day. Yesterday is converted into the previous day. For example, he said to me, I will be here tomorrow. So here we have two words, here and tomorrow. And when we convert it into indirect speech, he said to me that he would be there. Here is converted into there and tomorrow into the next day. So that is like a rule that if there are words which show nearness, they are converted into words which show farness. Okay, next we'll talk about changing pronoun. I told you previously that when we convert a sentence from direct into indirect narration, the major changes that occur are in pronoun and in tense. So here we'll talk about the changes in pronoun. The following changes take place in the pronoun of the noun clause. And remember, the pronoun in the noun clause, the portion in inverted commas, those pronouns, they are normally changed. And there is a formula, that is SON formula, S-O-N-N. Now, what does that mean? S means subject of reporting speech. So what does that mean? First person pronouns. And what are they? I, first person singular, and its cases: me, objective case, and my, possessive case; we, subjective case; us, objective case, and our, possessive case. In noun clause are changed according to the subject of reporting speech. Remember, if we have these pronouns in noun clause in inverted commas, we will change them according to the subject of reporting speech in the start of the sentence. For example, he said to me, I am tired. Now, this is the reporting speech and this is the portion in inverted commas. So when we convert it into indirect speech, he said to me. Here you can see we have I, first person singular. So when we change it into indirect, he said to me that. I is converted according to the subject of reporting speech. So here we'll change it according to the subject, and subject is he. So we'll look at the pronoun here. If it is in subjective case, we'll also use the subjective case of the subject, the pronoun here. And if it is in objective case, so this pronoun is also used in objective case. Here I is in subjective case. So what do? He said to me that he was tired. So I is converted into he. Next, she said to him, I have done MA English. Again, I. So she said to him that. This is again first person, so it is converted according to the subject of reporting speech. She said to him that she had done MA English. That is how we change it into like first person according to the subject of reporting speech. Next example, Ali said to me, my brother is an engineer. Now, here my, it is first person pronoun, but it is in possessive case. So, what do? Ali said to me that. Again, we change it according to the subject, and subject is Ali. Now, Ali is one male, and for male we use he, and the possessive case of he is his. So, we say Ali said to me that his brother was an engineer. So, that is what we mean from S. That S means subject of reporting speech. So, if there is first person pronoun in noun clause, we convert it according to the subject of reporting speech. Next, we have O. O means object of reporting speech. So, if there is second person pronoun you or your in noun clause in commas, they are changed according to the object of reporting speech. Okay, so here we'll convert second person pronoun according to the object of reporting speech. For example, he said to me, you are a good teacher. Now, this is the portion in inverted commas, and we have you here. So, what do? When we convert it into indirect speech, he said to me that. This pronoun, second person, is changed according to the object of reporting speech. So, object is me. Now, me is objective case, but here you is in subjective form. So, what do? We'll change me into subjective case, okay, because we have to change it according to the function of the noun and noun in the inverted commas. So, here me is converted into I. He said to me that I was a good teacher. She said to him, your brother is my friend. So, again we have second person, and that is possessive case. So, again she said to him that. This second person is changed according to the object, and object is him. Now, him is to be converted into possessive case because your is possessive case. So, what do? She said to him that his brother was her friend. Now, here my, again it is first person, so you have to be careful. Again, we have to change it according to the subject, and the subject is she, so we convert it into possessive case, her. So, that is how we convert second person into indirect speech according to the object of reporting speech. Okay. Next, we have N. N means no change. So, what happens? Third person pronouns: he, him, his, she, her, it, its, they, them, their, etc. in noun clause will remain the same in indirect speech. They are not changed. No change occur in their form when we convert it into indirect speech. For example, he said, she is my sister. So, here we have she, third person. He said that she was his sister. Now, this is first person, so it is changed according to the subject. In the possessive case, definitely, so he is converted into his, but she remains the same, it does not change. Similarly, Ali said to me, it is my duty. Ali said to me that it was his duty. Again, my is according to subject of reporting speech. They said she is coming. Again, she, third person. They said that she was coming. So, she remains the same, it does not change. So, that is how we follow this SUN formula for changing pronouns when we convert a sentence from direct into indirect speech. Next, we will talk about tense, that how to change tense when we convert a sentence from direct into indirect speech. Okay, next we will talk about the tense, the changes in tense, that how to change tense when we convert a sentence from direct into indirect narration. So, these are the changes, we will discuss it in detail. If the reporting speech is in present tense or in future tense, no change will take place in the tense of noun clause. Remember, the tense of noun clause normally change. Okay, that normally changes. So, if the reporting speech is in present or in future tense, no change will take place in the tense of noun clause. For example, he says, I am a teacher. Here, he says, this is the reporting speech is in present. So, he says that I is first person, it is changed according to the subjects, that he is a teacher. That is present tense and that is also present tense. So this tense does not change in indirect speech because the reporting speech is in present tense. If it is in future, she will tell you, my brother is coming. So again, it is in future. She will tell you that her brother is coming. Here again, present continuous and present continuous. So no change will occur in the tense of noun clause if the reporting speech is in future or in present. If the statement is still true, then the tense of noun clause can also remain the same. Remember, normally we change the tense of noun clause, the portion in inverted commas, because that action, that activity happened in the past and we are reporting it now in the present. So we change the tense. But if that activity, that situation is still true, then we can keep the same present tense. For example, he said to me, I have done MA English. So now this is said in the past, but the statement is still true because he still possesses MA English degree. So we can keep the original tense in indirect speech, like he said to me that he has done MA English. So both are in present perfect tense, but you have the option. You can change the tense as well. You have open choice. If you want to keep the original or if you want to convert it into past, you can have both choices. She told me I am young. But if still she is young, we can keep the same tense. She told me that she is young. Or if you want to change the tense, you can change it. So she said to me that she was young. So both are correct. There is nothing wrong with that if you convert the tense into past. Next, if the reporting speech is in past tense, the following changes take place in the tense of noun clause. Now, if the reporting speech is in past tense, so these are the changes. We'll discuss it in detail. The first rule is that present simple becomes past simple. So in noun clause, present tense is converted into past simple. He said, I play cricket daily. He said that he played cricket daily. Okay, here daily is missing. You can put it here. So played, present simple is converted into past simple. Present continuous is converted into past continuous. He said, I am playing cricket. Now this part is in past tense, you can see. So if it is in past tense and the activity is not true in the present, so we bring these changes. He said, I am playing cricket. He said that he was playing cricket. So present continuous is converted into past continuous. Next, present perfect is changed into past perfect. He said, I have played cricket. So he said that he had played cricket. Now present perfect is converted into past perfect. Present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. He said, I have been playing cricket since morning. He said that he had been playing cricket since morning. So present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. There are some other changes that we'll discuss as well. Next, past simple is converted into past perfect. So if there is past simple tense in noun clause, it is converted into past perfect. He said, I played cricket. I played, it is past simple tense. So when we convert it, he said that he had played cricket. So it is converted into past perfect. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. He said, I was writing a letter. So it is converted into past perfect continuous. He said that he had been writing. So past continuous, it is converted into past perfect continuous. Past perfect and past perfect continuous remain the same. No change occur when there is past perfect or past perfect continuous tense in noun clause. For example, he said, I had seen it. I had seen it is past perfect. He said that he had seen it. We only change the pronoun and the tense remains the same. He said she had been waiting. She had been waiting. So he said that she had been waiting. So no change take place in past perfect and past perfect continuous tense. For future, will is converted into would. That is the only change that takes place in future. So he said, I will come tomorrow. He said that he would come the next day. Tomorrow is converted into next day and will becomes would. Shall is changed into should if there is any. So he said to me, we shall leave. We shall leave. He said to me that they should leave. So shall becomes should. These are the changes in tenses. So far we talked about the major tenses, the changes that occur or the changes that take place in the major tenses of noun clause. Next, we'll talk about the changes that take place in the modal auxiliaries. Next, we have to bring changes in modal auxiliaries. How to change modal auxiliaries? So, if there is can in inverted commas, it is converted into could. He said, I can play cricket. He said that he could play cricket. So, can is converted into could. May becomes might. So, he said, it may rain today. He said that it might rain that day. So, today is converted into that day and may becomes might. Must is changed into had to. He said, I must go now. He said that he had to go then. Now becomes then. Next, should, might, ought to, could and would. They do not change. They remain the same if they are used as modal auxiliaries. He said, I should work hard. He said that he should work hard. So, should remains the same. She said, I might fall ill. She said that she might fall ill. So, you can see might, should and should. Ali said, I ought to meet him. Ali said that he ought to meet him. She said, I could swim in childhood. She said that she could swim. So, could remains the same. She said to me, I would bring you something. So, would. She said to me that she would bring me something. You is converted according to the object, so it becomes me. She would bring me something. But remember, would remains the same if it is used as a kind of modal auxiliary. But if it is used for desire or wish like would that, etc., so we have to follow another separate structure. We will discuss it later on. Here it is used as a modal auxiliaries without expressing any desire or wish, etc. Welcome back. Next, we'll talk about how to change questions or interrogative sentences into indirects. So, there are some general rules. General rules are that commas will be removed. We remove commas. The next thing, the conjunction that will not be used. We do not use that conjunction in question sentences or interrogative sentences. Next, said or told or say or tell is changed into asked or inquired. Okay, so say and told or said or told, they are changed into asked or inquired. Next, the question is converted into positive or affirmative sentence. Remember that when we convert a sentence, a question sentence, interrogative sentence from direct into indirect narration, we convert it into positive sentence. It does not remain a question anymore. Okay. Question mark is removed in indirect speech. Another thing, when we convert a question from direct into indirect, we do not use question mark. So, we use full stop instead. Now, yes no questions. There is a separate rule for yes no question along these rules. They are followed, but along these rules, there is another rule that we use if or whether will be used instead of that. Instead of that, we use if or whether. For example, Ali said to me, do you like coffee? Now this is yes no question. We answer it with yes no question, and it normally begins with helping verb or state verb in the start of the sentence and question mark at the end. So now when we change it, Ali asked me, said becomes asked. If or whether, any one of them. Ali asked me if I liked coffee. Now, if you look here, this is present simple tense, and we had discussed previously that present simple tense becomes past simple. So here it becomes second form of the verb past simple. And another thing, we discussed that the sentence, the question is converted into positive sentence. So here you can see that is the positive sentence of past simple tense. So that is how it is converted into indirect question. Next, he said to me, will you come tomorrow? Again, it is a yes no question. So when we converted, he asked me or he inquired me if or whether I would come the next day. So will becomes would, and tomorrow becomes the next day. But here it is a question, and here it is converted in indirect into a positive sentence. Now, what do we do when we convert a sentence from question into a kind of indirect question or indirect or affirmative sentence? The only difference that we bring is that we place the helping verb after the subject, while in question, in yes no question, the helping verb is placed before the subject. So we only move it after the subject. You can see here, like here we do not have helping verb in past simple, but here will, it is moved to like would and after the subject. She said to me, can I use your phone? Now she asked me or she inquired me if. Now this is first person, so what do? We will change it according to the subject of reporting speech. You remember this rule, we have discussed it previously. So if she could use your, that is the second person, so it is changed according to the object. If she could use my phone, it is changed according to me, so my phone. And can, it is converted into could, we have discussed it. So can is converted into could, but question, it does not remain any more a question, like can is move after the subject. So that is the difference here, that we convert the direct question into indirect question by placing the helping verb after the subject. Now when we convert WH questions follow these rules, the ones that we discussed here, they are common for them. And we do not use if or whether in such questions. We do not use them. Now, for example, he said to me, what are you doing? What are you doing? And question mark. Now it's a WH question, you can see. He asked me what remains the same, what I was doing. It is present continuous, so it is converted into past continuous. And here it is a question, but in indirect speech, it is converted into affirmative sentence. So the helping verb comes after the subject. Next, she said to me, what is your name? She asked me what my name was. Now here it is your, it is changed according to the object of reporting speech. So your, it is possessive case, so we have to use the possessive case of me, my, what my name was. Ali said to me, where do you live? Ali asked me where I lived. Again, this is present simple tense, so it is converted into past simple, and it is positive sentence. The teacher said to him, why did you fail? It is again past simple tense. The teacher asked him why he had failed, because past simple is converted into past perfect, and here you is converted according to him, the object of reporting speech. So that is how we convert interrogative sentences into indirect narration. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, welcome back. Next, how to change imperative sentences into indirect speech. You remember, imperative sentences are those sentences which express some kind of order, request, command, prohibition, instruction, suggestion, etc. So when we convert such sentences into indirect speech, say or tell becomes ordered, requested, forbade, advised, or instructed according to the sense of the sentence. We look at the sentence. If it is in order, we'll change say into ordered. If it is a request, we'll change it into requested. If it is advice, we'll change it into advised. If it is a kind of prohibition, we'll change it into forbade. If it is some kind of instruction, we'll change it into instructed. Next, we introduce to before the main verb or instead of that. So after reporting speech, we introduce to. For example, he said to me, help me please. Now we can guess here it's a request. So he requested me. Here it's clear. We introduce to help him. It's me, and you remember that first person pronoun is converted according to the subject of reporting speech. So here it is him, that is why to help him. And please is removed because here requested show the formality that it is a request. She said to him, shut the door. Now it can be an order, shut the door. She ordered him to shut the door. Now you can see that it is say is converted into ordered and to is introduced, shut the door, the same sentence. The mother said to her son, respect your elders. The mother advised her son to respect. It is second person pronoun, and you remember that it is converted according to the object of reporting speech, and the object is son, and son is singular, third person singular. So for third person singular masculine we use he. Here this is the possessive case of he. So the mother advised her son to respect his elders. She said to me, do not pluck the flowers. Now it's a kind of prohibition. So she forbade me to pluck the flowers. Hope it is clear to you how to change imperative sentences into indirect narration. After this, we'll talk about exclamatory sentences, that how to convert exclamatory sentences into indirect narration. Okay, welcome back. Next, we'll talk about how to change exclamatory sentences. Now you remember exclamatory sentences are those sentences which express some kind of sudden or strong feelings or emotions or some kind of pain, etc. So they are called exclamatory sentences. Now if there is an exclamatory sentences in direct narration and you want to convert it into indirect, there are some rules we have to follow. The first one is say or tell is converted or changed into exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with sorrow, or exclaimed with surprise. Remember, we'll look at the sense of the sentence. If it expresses some kind of joy or happiness, we'll change say or tell into exclaimed with joy. If it expresses some kind of sorrow, we'll convert it into exclaimed with sorrow. And if it expresses some kind of surprise, we'll convert say or tell into exclaimed with surprise. Then that is introduced after reporting speech. We introduce that after the reporting speech here. Sign of exclamation is removed. We remove the sign of exclamation, and interjection. If you remember, interjection is a word that expresses some strong feelings or emotions, etc. So we'll remove that interjection too. For example, he said, hurrah, I have got first position. Now from the word hurrah, we can sense that it is a kind of joy or happiness. So he exclaimed with joy that we introduce that. He is changed as like this is this I, the first person pronoun, so it is converted according to the subject of reporting speech. So I becomes he, that he had got first position. Here it is present perfect tense, and we have discussed that present perfect tense becomes past perfect tense. So had got first position. She said, alas, my English paper is failed. So here we can say it's a kind of grief. So she exclaimed with sorrow that her, again first person pronoun, so it is changed according to the subject of reporting speech. So it is possessive case, we'll use the possessive case of she, that is her. So that her English paper was failed. It is present tense, we convert it into past was. He said, wow, it's an amazing place. It's a kind of surprise. So we say he exclaimed with surprise that it was an amazing place. It is third person pronoun, so we do not change it, we keep it the same. And it is present tense, so we only convert it into past tense was. Okay, so that is how we convert exclamatory sentences from direct into indirect narration. Hope it is clear to you. Once again, welcome. Now, greetings in narration. If there are greetings in direct narration, how to change them into indirect narration. So in this case, say or tell is changed into wish or bid, and it is in past tense, so wished or bade. That is not used. We do not use that. For example, he said to me, good morning. Now it's a greeting. He wished me good morning. It's clear. So she said to him, good day. She bade him or wished him good day. She said to me, goodbye. She bade me goodbye. So that is how we convert greetings in narrations. It's very simple, and I hope it's clear to you. Okay, welcome back. We have another very important type of sentence, that is optative sentence. Now, what is an optative sentence? An optative sentence is a kind of sentence that expresses some kind of pray or wish. So if we have an optative sentence in direct narration, how to convert it into indirect narration? So say and tell is changed into pray or wish, or if it is in past, so prayed or wished. That is used after reporting speech. We introduced that as well, and we followed the rest of the rules for changing pronoun and tense that we have discussed so far. For example, I said to him, may you live long. I wished him that he might live long. Here you can add him. I wished him that he might live long. Or we may also say, I wished that he might live long. Now here it is you, and you is second person pronoun. So second person pronoun is changed according to the object of reporting speech, and here it is him, so it is changed into he. May is converted into might. It's a rule, we have discussed it. So I wished him that he might live long. The mother said to her son, may God bless you. So the mother prayed that God might bless her son. It is you, and you is second person pronoun, so it is changed according to the object of reporting speech. He said, may his soul rest in peace. He prayed that his soul might rest in peace. His is third person pronoun, so it is kept the same way, and may is changed into might. So he prayed that his soul might rest in peace. So that is how we change optative sentences into indirect narration. I hope it is clear to you, and that was all about direct and indirect narration that we have discussed in this video. I believe that this video will help you in understanding some of the basic rules, regulations and structures for changing direct narration into indirect narration. We'll have some practice in next video for direct and indirect narration. Thank you.